unadhani Kenya kuko na drama? Ni kama itabidi umetembea dunia mzima kwa sababu drama ziko chungu nzima. Mambo vipi? Daddie Marto right here for the Now Report this Thursday. Tunachungulia ka Friday hivi tu. Tunakachungulia the first Friday of the month of July, the year 2026, the year of our Lord. Natumai uko salama. Situingia kwa drama za dunia kwa sababu two absolute main characters were just cuffed by the NYPD after staging the most unhinged high-altitude engagement proposal on top of the, wait for this, Empire State Building. Wale wanaijua. Dressed in full stealth, wealth black with their faces completely covered, this duo decided this is not a restaurant proposal kama zile za KFC hapa hivi za chicken in, watu wanatoka wanalia wanaambiwa no. That's NPC behavior. Instead, they scaled the strictly off-limits antenna at 1,454 feet just to drop a massive banner that read, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." The commitment to the beat was so immaculate. The man actually dropped to one knee and popped the question and secured the yes with a dramatic embrace suspended hundreds of feet above Manhattan. Well, naturally, the NYPD immediately killed the vibe, of course, taking both individuals into custody without incident, while tourists are allowed to, on the standard observation deck. Trespassing on the literal broadcast antenna is a major crime, leaving investigators asking how they even bypassed security. Tunaweza sema their love story is officially locked in behind bars, with a side of reckless endangerment charges. It's giving romance. It's giving trespassing. It's giving pingu za maisha.
We were right up the top, and I could see two people open the gate of the mesh. It was a mesh gate. They opened the gate and they went up to the top. So somebody said, "Oh, are you allowed up the top?" And he said, the security guard said, "No, nobody's allowed up the top." But because I'd seen them go up, I just assumed that they were allowed up there. Well, when we come out and we could see everything cornered off, that's when we realised that there was somebody that had gone up the top, and I had seen them go. They didn't. We come out ourselves.
Okay, so as this was going on, no one from the Empire State Building told you to leave?
No, because only then the police came and they were cornering everything off.
Huyo witnessa amemwaga unga bana, amesema kila kitu. Jama, wacha mtu hapa. Mapenzi haina komando, lakini hao wamepiga mastingo za kikomando ndio wapande huko juu yalele. Haya, sasa simesikia zile vitu makarao wa New York Police Department wanafanya. Hapa Kenya nayo kuna chemka, sababu kuna majamaa fulani ambao allegedly wame manage to scare away what they say is an undercover DCI officer using nothing but pure and adulterated banter. In the confrontation, the guy spotted jaba fulani amevaa kama chokora. Now wako like, we sio chokora bana, you are not one of us. And instead of minding their business, they decided to casually confront him. Jamaa kusikia hivyo akatoka nduki, siaka. Afande, please.
Huyu jamaa anakonga DCI, mimi nawaambia. Wewe unakonga sawa. Wewe uko sawa wewe sio chizi wa DCI, ramepa. Umekujua wewe.
We? Yo, hapa kuna yote DCI? No. Josh? When DCI? Okay. Wajua ni vizuri to confirm. Tuko hapa tu karibu na wao. Unaweza kuwa unatusomea hapa news lakini wewe ni DCI. Haya. Wacha tuingie some very disappointing, devastating news. Kwa sababu jana nilitoka hapa hivi nikisema, there's an African country ambayo ni Ivory Coast ilifanyiwa ile kitu. Wacha tushikilie to hope that Senegal na pia Ivory Coast itaweza kutushikilia. Lakini kimeumana. Senegal this week wamekapitia, I say. Na sio World Cup pekee, sio ni ya World Cup tunarudi. Sio bunge yao kugeuka smackdown. Aya, riba ndio hii. Senegal's National Assembly completely lost its cool when opposition lawmaker Abdou Mbow alinyanyuliwa juu from the podium by security forces during an incredibly tense vote on massive constitutional changes. The session ilichacha mbaya, wacha nikwambie iliwaka, with opposition throwing serious dictator allegations at Speaker Osman Sonko. Hino mayote comes amid an intense executive power struggle between Sonko and President Bassirou Diomaye Faye, who actually fired Sonko as prime minister just a month prior, despite the chaotic floor brawl and a walkout by frustrated opposition leaders who called the whole thing an unhinged abuse of power. The ruling PASTEF party locked in all 129 votes present to pass the bill. The aggressive sweeping reforms aim to completely nerf presidential powers, block the head of state from leading any political party, and swap out the Constitutional Council for a new constitutional court. While PASTEF secured the win in parliament, the political theater isn't over yet. President Faye has already announced that these highly decisive changes will be sent to the public for a national referendum to let ordinary citizens have the final say. The saga continues.
The objective has been achieved. The point was to show the world that what is happening at the National Assembly is a dictatorship and an abuse of power. Gendarmes were deployed to evacuate an MP who was merely exercising a single right, the right to speak. That is what we wanted to show the world. Objective achieved.
No security force, no army will ever make us back down. We will continue to say no to this regime because Ousmane Sonko is a dictator. He is someone who was convicted of corrupting youth, and he is incapable of leading even a neighborhood, let alone a national assembly.
Kitu nani jazz ni Abdo ameona kamera na microphone akawaka moto, lakini akiwa hapo parliament akinuliwa juu akishikwa mashati alikuwa na smile. Sijui kama mumio, ebu cheza hapo ka video tena. Cheza hapo ka video tena tuone alikuwa hapo hivyo ameshikwa hapo hivyo kwa shingo smile ndio hiyo. Smile imeanza asitoki. Haya ameshikiliwa nyuma ka smile. Ana smile tu hapo hivyo. Mikono ikajaa. Kila mtu wako hapo mashati. I think miwani ilitoka at some point. Haya. Na vinyo wamedress vizuri wanakaa poa. Nikaya wakororashio alafu miwani imeenda lakini sasa wako amedunga smile tu. Hey, Abdo, salute. Now, hundreds of stressed out students crashed New Delhi streets under the banter of the satirical Cockroach Janta Party, CJP, to demand the education minister's resignation over an epidemic of leaked exam papers. Jameni, hebu shikilia hapo. Kuko na demonstration kwa sababu kuna leakage. Na kuna countries zingine tunajua wana demonstrate leakage ikichukuliwa. Anyway, the viral movement crawled out of the woodwork after India's Chief Justice reportedly compared young government critics to cockroaches and parasites. Naturally, the youth did what any self-respecting Gen Z crowd would do. They turned the insult into an aesthetic slapped on paper bag masks, paper bag like wadudu, and successfully weaponized the judicial slander to mock political apathy. Led by 30-year-old digital strategist Abhijit Dipke, the parody party has scuttled past traditional politicians on social media, racking up a massive 22 million Instagram followers, while the government deployed actual riot police to monitor a crowd of literally paper pests. High-profile figures like activist Sonam Wangchuk joined in to confirm that India's broken exam system has zero credibility left. It turns out that insulting an entire generation of unemployed hyper-online youth is a great way to start a digital revolution. And much like real cockroaches, this movement is proving remarkably hard to squash.
And the custodian of the constitution compare the youth with cockroaches and parasites just for expressing their opinions and criticizing the system. So a bit disheartened by those comments, I just made a tweet. What if all cockroaches come together? And I got a huge response on that particular tweet. More than 700 or 800 people responded saying, yeah, maybe we should start our own movement or start our own platform. And that is what gave me the idea, maybe why not launch a Cockroach Janata Party.
It has turned into a movement of rage, a rage that has been accumulated in the youth for the past 10 years. A government which has come to power and has left no stones unturned to make the lives of the farmers, workers, women, students, people from all sorts of marginalized sections miserable. So this is a fight when we are demanding the resignation of the education minister, but it is also a fight to establish that the president of the country has to be accountability.
Wanajam kwa sababu waliitwa wamende, si wanafaa waende nchi zingine ambao watu waliitwa terrorists, wengine waliitwa mamluki, majasusi. Lakini yenyewe ikifika exams India, ni vizuri kukue na ukweli, kwa sababu wale watu wanaokolewa maisha pale India ni wengi, na huwezi taka kujua ati mtu aliingia hiyo doctorate position kwani kwa hospitali sio ya PhD kwa sababu ya Mwakenya. Anyway, wacha turudi pale kwa Senegal ikitandikwa na Ivory Coast ikitandikwa because Belgium produced one of the greatest comebacks in FIFA World Cup history, overturning a 2-goal deficit to stand Senegal 3-2 after extra time and book their place in the round of 16. With defeat looming, the Red Devils scored twice in the dying moments to force extra time before Yuri Tillsman calmly converted a dramatic 125th-minute penalty, being the latest winning goal ever scored at a World Cup to seal an unforgettable victory in Seattle. Kimanzi ni kama nitaongea hizi vitu peke yangu leo. It is well kabisa. Now, kama kuna kitu nilikuwa na uchungu nayo, hii ni kitu nilikuwa nikitaka kupiga hii story na Kimanzi, yani aniambie kwa nini nasikia uchungu, yani DRC after kupiga bao moja safi ya kwanza ilipata majibu mbili within 10 minutes. 10 minutes, yani England captain Harry Kane scored the 2 goals in the 75th minute or the 76th minute and the 85th minute. In less than 10 minutes ali equalize na Afrika tuko na shida. Tusijaribu kusema vitu zingine kuhusu Afrika tunajifanyaga tuko mbele alafu ikifika mahali tunajipata bado tuko nyuma mahali tunafaa kuwa. Hatutaki hiyo mambo. Nasikia? Pole sana kwa Ivory Coast, pole sana kwa Senegal, but congratulations to Belgium and England. Let's see what is going to happen when they get to the round of 16, okay? Now, 3 traumatized wallabies are recovering in a zoo in Toledo, Spain, after being rescued from a squalid underground cannabis plantation in central municipality of Malagon. Wase wallabies ni animal flani hivi soft, kama paka, kama dogi, kama teddy bear. Anyway, unaweza Google wallabies uone. Now, kulianda hivi. During a Tuesday raid, Spanish police discovered the wallabies living in terrible sanitary conditions, alongside 14 dogs, 3 calves, 2 deer, and dozens of decomposing animal carcasses, including hundreds of dead chicken thrown into bags as dog food. Paradoxically, the exotic wallabies and deer shared a garden area that double functioned as a playground for the suspect's young children. Now, haikuishia hapo. The raid uncovered a sophisticated illicit setup featuring nearly 1,000 cannabis plants, an underground production facility, and a stolen hookup to the public power grid. Authorities arrested 2 suspects on multiple charges, including severe animal abuse and offenses against public health. While the high-flying wallabies have been safely relocated to receive veterinary care, the bizarre cross-continental drug bust has left local officials stunned by the sheer level of neglect. Alright, mechi kuna zile zinachapwa leo. Mechi za leo ni gani? I think kuna moja ishachezwa. Wacha ni confirm hapo leo game. I think kuna USA na Bosnia and Herzegovina ilishachezwa usiku, and the USA wali qualify as hosts. So far we have all the hosts qualifying for the round of 16. That is USA, Mexico and Canada. Ama Mexico wajacheza bado? Yes, they have all qualified. And then we have Spain and Austria, ndio game inachezwa leo. Sijui unapanga kuonea wapi, sijui una support team gani, lakini najua kesho ndio nitangojea sana the game. Actually ni leo usiku wa manane, yani saa 8 usiku. Portugal is going against Croatia, and then asubuhi kuna Switzerland versus Algeria, alafu usiku Australia versus Egypt. And we hope Algeria and Egypt watakubali kuwa African countries watushikilia hapo hivi, kwa sababu tunajua vita tulikuwa nao na Morocco. Hawajui venye wanaweza garamika wakikosa kujideclare kama Africans. South Africa walikipata. We can only hope that they win and represent the African continent. Hadi hapo tumefika mwisho, tumetamatisha. Kama vile tunasema, simkae poa.